This week, Taylor Swift was named Time's 2023 Person of the Year. And for those of us normal people on Earth One, a megastar with $1 billion in ticket sales for a single tour could be given this title for the impact she has had. But on Earth 2, right-wing commentator Jack Posobiec said, quote, the Taylor Swift girl boss PSYOP has been fully activated to her upcoming 2024 voter operation for Democrats on abortion rights. You read that correctly. Former Trump immigration advisor Stephen Miller, he wanted to weigh in on it as well. So he added, what's happening with Taylor Swift is not organic. You heard it from Republicans first, folks. If Trump loses in 2024, it is because of the pure political magnetism of none other than Taylor Swift. He never stood a chance against her. Kurt Bardella and Hayes Brown are back with me to discuss this. So, I didn't think that we would be having a conversation. It was not on my bingo card to have, or bingo board to have a conversation about Taylor Swift election conspiracy theory. But here we are at the end of the year, Republicans batting it around.
Yeah, that is where we are somehow. I'm as shocked as you are. I mean, I guess they're still upset that Trump never made Time Man of the Year. I don't know what this conspiracy is about, except for the fact that they're so afraid of the power of what girls and women are into. That's the only vibes I'm getting off of this. We are terrified of the things that women and girls find popular. So clearly it must be some sort of psyop to manipulate the American public. No, there's no way that Taylor Swift is this popular on her own.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, who does she speak to? She speaks to a large segment of this population that could turn out to vote, and that's what they suddenly are worried about. And Kurt, could you ever have predicted this mutation of the 2020 rigged election claims?
Well, I mean, they just keep taking it to a whole new level. And honestly, I think they're playing with fire here. If there's one person that you do not want to get into any kind of PR war with, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She is a communications marketing genius, savant. There is no one like her on the face of this planet. And if Republicans want to keep talking about her and mouthing off about her and attacking her, I don't think they appreciate the mobility and the velocity of the Swiftie army, because they will come for you. And I'll tell you, it is one of the most powerful, organic, organizing communities on the face of the earth. What they have done to propel her tour and the release of her tour to a movie theater to billion-dollar status. Why on earth would you want to poke that bear unless you want to get shellacked in November?
So it's an interesting point, Hayes. I mean, the New Republic put out a piece saying, quote, to some degree, Swift is a uniquely apolitical pick for Time's Person of the Year. Do you agree with that? Is her connection to politics really getting overblown by the far right?
I mean, yes and no. Like, let's not forget that back in 2016, Taylor Swift was sort of seen as an icon amongst the weirdo, alt-right, white supremacy girlies out there. They really were like, she's one of us. And because she was silent at the time, they were allowed to sort of have this idea of her as their Nordic princess, weirdly enough. Now, but then once she started actually speaking out, and for example, they showed in the, I believe, which was the tour before this, the one that went to theaters. Anyway, in 2018, she endorsed Marsha Blackburn's opponent in Tennessee in the Senate. The bubble was popped, and now they have never forgiven Taylor Swift. They think that she should be on her side, and the fact that she's not is, hey, hi, you're the problem.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can tell between the three of us that we're not hardcore Swifties if we do not know the name of every tour and album that she has dropped.
I think it was the Reputation tour.
What was it?
The Reputation tour.
Wow, I'm impressed, Kurt. I think you just earned Swiftie status, my friend.
I have this other life in country music. I've been to both shows, the Reputation tour and the Eras tour, man.
No, good for you. I mad respect for you. But I do want to pick up on the point that Hayes brought up, which is her impact on elections, which is a real issue. I mean, you had some far-right commentators actually connect Taylor Swift to some big wins in November centered on abortion rights after she encouraged her fans to vote in local elections. What is your take on this? And should Democrats try to tap into her and her potential?
I think Democrats should stay the hell away from Taylor. I think that Republicans should stay the hell away from Taylor for their own good. I think Taylor's going to do what Taylor's going to do. This is someone who put out a post on social media saying register to vote, and she got 50,000 people to do that. The connection that she has with her fans, and particularly with young women and young girls and teenage girls, is incredibly strong, and it is moving. And it is bigger than politics. It is about community. It is about autonomy. It is about independence. It is about power. Just as she did with her own masters, re-recording her masters after they were sold out from under her by her former music label, and creating this new art from her old music and making it incredibly successful on the charts and profitable. She is the blueprint for the modern day woman coming of age of how to take the power back from male dominated power structures. Taylor's going to do what she's going to do, and I think that if Democrats are smart, they won't lean into it. They will let her just do the work for them and then sit back and reap the benefits.
Kurt, we may be designating you as our official Taylor Swift correspondent on this show. I would be surprised. Did you actually apply for that position when it came up a couple of weeks ago? There was a position that came up for, I think, at the USA Today. Did you apply for it? Be honest.
I'm egregiously unqualified for that, unfortunately, but I would take it if they gave it to me.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. You can have that title on this show. Whenever we discuss Taylor Swift and her impact, we will bring you back on this program. Kurt Bardella, Hayes Brown, gentlemen, great to have you on the show tonight. Thank you so much.